Hey friends, Justin back with a review of episode 4 of Reservation Dogs. What about your dad? I just finished crying enough to get on and record the video. So it opens with this hilarious music video. I think the song is Greasy Fry Bread. Guys, I know you are with me. I was all ready to download Greasy Fry Bread. Still might. It might have to be my ringtone. Until the end of the damn episode, and I was so let down. But this episode is Bear's dad is coming to town to perform at a local IHS function. And he's got this hit, he's got this catchy song, and it's really exciting. The build up to him coming, I almost was like, I hope they postpone him actually coming, because the build up to it was so sweet and kind of touching. The gift for dad, the thought of preparing, and we've got to have a special meal and things have to be a certain way. That was really touching to me, and I got a little teary-eyed, as Bear was preparing for dad to come. Meanwhile, mom is, she's going on with her life. She's met this mysterious figure at a bar. She wakes up the next day, she's had a fun fling, and she's in this lavish home. I was looking around at the decor like, yeah, I like that. I may do some things like that. And she's like, you made it. Did you snag yourself a doctor? And then she sits down and talks to the guy, and at first he sounds really, really interesting. His great-grandfather, I guess, squandered his fortune and lost everything. His dad was broke, and somehow through, or he's telling the story, somehow through his own hard work, he's managed to regain or repurchase the family home, which it sounds like it was swindled away from Native Americans to begin with. But there was so much nuance in his story, such a conversation about class and society, that I thought it was really interesting. That broke to rich. Even if his story, which I'm now in retrospect thinking was a lie, he probably just received the money from his family. But even if that is true, that his father was penniless, coming from a family of means that has education about how to create generational wealth, people don't realize what advantage is. The ability to practice sports medicine. That's not an opportunity that was afforded to Bear's father. You see, he wasn't given or gifted a pathway into anything. But I thought the commentary on class and society and upward mobility was really striking in this episode. And I like that they rounded it and kind of ended it, kind of on the nose, so that we all understood what was going on here. And, just kind of the ugly representation, or the ugly appropriation of culture and passion. And, it really was a disgusting display, but it was ridiculous, and they showed it for what it was, just a charade, and a ridiculous one at that. But I was glad for mom. She's living her life. She's an independent woman. One thing that really stood out to me is he says, the guy says, as if she wasn't enough, he says, a boy needs a father, talking about his own supposed wonderful family. A boy needs a father. And she says, well, he's got a mom, you know. And I think that was the beginning of her realization here that, I'm looking outside of myself. And that's the lesson that I'm teaching. And this is just something I'm thinking as I'm speaking. And that's the lesson that I'm teaching my child, my own, I'm his only parental figure. And I'm teaching him that, happiness and fulfillment comes outside of who you are. And she got up and she says, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Look at the disappointment that, I'm setting my son up for in terms of his father. The whole episode, the way that they played the tension, I thought Dad was coming. Mom knew all along just because of the way his character was. I even wrote down at one point, based on Bear going out and getting the chain, as silly as it was, and spending the $90 and kind of sacrificing his ability to go to California, I says, I hope Dad honors his actions. Please. I guess for me, I said, I hope that Dad is honorable and shows up and they watch Godzilla and all of those things. And, oh my goodness, I was just, as we all were, I was, even though I knew it was going to happen, I was absolutely crushed when Bear's dad, didn't step up to the plate. Words just can't describe that feeling, and watching someone go through that kind of emotion was hard to see. I like that they did not end this episode on, so much of a redemptive arc, but in truth, sometimes relationships are frayed, and sometimes they're broken and ugly, but family is who they are. He didn't decide in that moment to cut his only father off. Bear's a brave and interesting, lead character, played by DeFaro Wunatai. I'm just loving it, and I just, I got incredibly emotional in this episode. How did you guys feel or react to this episode? One of the most emotional, so far. One of the most truthful and kind of direct in some of the issues that cultures of community face. And it's a universal story of tragedy. What did you think? I thought this was, it started out so funny. I was, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was so ready to download Greasy Fry Bread, and then, just to be so disappointed at the end. But, that's life and that's art. And I love that, the director left it that way. I think that's brilliant, and it speaks to, truth and art. But anyways, guys, Res Dogs Mondays, we've done another episode. I really appreciate you all for going along on this journey with me. Yesterday, I posted a review of a mind-blowing film, The Green Knight. Please check that out, if you will, and watch that movie. But I will see you guys next Monday for the next Res Dogs episode, and I absolutely can't wait. This episode this evening was moving and kind of searingly truthful. I'll see you guys soon in my next review. Cheers.